Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel, From Fertility to Delivery. My name is Dana Rubin, and today I wanted to talk about hypnobirthing classes. I will be launching hypnobirthing classes this year. They are going to be all virtual. At this time, a lot of us are being affected, all of us are being affected by COVID-19, and you will be able to take these classes in the comfort of your own home. So just to talk about Blissborn, why Blissborn? Why hypnosis for birth? It's really important to get into the natural state that we're all built to have with regards to birth. And the reason that my partner, my husband, and I chose Blissborn is that it got both of us involved, and that was really important. I'd like to actually have my husband come in and talk about the partner role. This is David.
Hi. So, Blissborn was, I was in the beginning of everything. I was very skeptical. I always thought that, birthing is the panic mode. Blissborn was fantastic just because they really allow, birthing is all about the mother. There is a partner involved, but they really take their time to include myself, to be a viable part of the process, and that was important to me because it is a partnership, and they just did a fantastic job including me, including us together, and being that support foundation for my beautiful wife to birth our child in the most natural way possible. So for those skeptics out there, yes, it does really work. It's a process, and part of that process is being there in every capacity you can for your wife or your partner. So I really, I'm a huge advocate of Blissborn, and I think the whole process is just great. So for those skeptic fathers out there, it does work. It's a process, and just do the best that you can to be there for your partner, throughout the entire process. So that's my view of Blissborn, and yeah.
Thank you.
Pleasure. Enjoy, everybody.
Thank you, honey.
You're welcome.
So that's a good way to make sure that your partner's involved. They have affirmations that they help you with, and they also have tools that they can actually use during the pregnancy and also during the actual childbirth, to help you calm down and to really understand the whole process of what's happening while you're in labor, so they can help you during each and every step. One of the other reasons why Blissborn is so amazing is because it does really go in there and deprogram all of the fears that you have around childbirth. Now think about it, 100 years ago, a lot of the births were done at home. Actually, all of them were done at home. And it was just around 120, that they introduced childbirth into hospitals. And the reason was for certain complications that were actually happening, and also people wanted to know if they could make it a little bit easier to give birth. A lot of societies out there still have a high home birth rate, but unfortunately we've created a lot of fear around childbirth. Movies, TV, society. I want you to really scrub your brain and think of a commercial or any movies that you've seen where the woman's face is not scrunched up during labor, or she has this extremely painful face, or she's hollering, yelling, screaming. That's a really Hollywood version of what childbirth is supposed to be. Because think about it, we're women, we're built to give birth, and the process to create a baby, from conception, the pleasure of that is supposed to be throughout the entire process of birth. There is a film out there called Orgasmic Births that I did watch to really identify, what happened from 100 years ago when people were giving birth at home and that was the normal, and then it turned into this, I can't handle this, I have to go to the hospital to make it okay, or to get pain relief, or to numb the pain. There's a lot of fears around that, and we go in and we dive deep and we clear all of those fears, and they're gone for good. I've had 2 sons in the past 2 years, so 2 under 2. That was pretty fun. But 2 labor and deliveries under 2 years that were very, very manageable. The reason why I became an educator for Blissborn is because I really had a life-changing experience. It changed me from the inside out. And not only am I an advocate, I became a practitioner and a teacher for this Blissborn hypnosis for birth because I really believe in it. It's firsthand account from my experience, and I can give you all the details and everything about that in class. So some of the other reasons why Blissborn is so effective is because it is one of the deepest forms of hypnosis for birth. There's a lot of hypnobirthing classes out there, and I'm sure all of them have something that is very advantageous for you. The reason why I chose Blissborn, because it has the deepest state of hypnosis that we can help you tap into, and also a lot of the statistics were wonderful. Over 80% of the women in the classes, they did have a 5-hour or less labor and delivery process from start to end. So we do go into the ability to create a shorter labor for you. So those 18-hour, 24-hour, 48-hour labor stories, they don't have to be that way. Your body is built to give birth in a short amount of time, as long as you work on that mentally. And my labors were, the first one was 3 hours, and the second one was 2 hours. So it really does work for you. Again, there's a lot of practice that we go into, and we talk about certain things that work, so we can make that happen for you. Some of the other benefits of actually having a Blissborn class is that not only do you learn exactly what your body is capable of, but you have short labors, you also have a very calm baby at the end. When all is said and done, you haven't had a lot of interventions with your baby, so because they've been born naturally, that's what you choose, you can do have a Blissborn class and still go through a C-section or an epidural, but if you do choose the natural route, your baby will be extremely calm and extremely easy, and that's a blessing to have. One of the most important things for me also was that I felt empowered as a mother for the first time, having a baby, bringing the baby home from the hospital. Our first birth was a hospital birth. So bringing that baby home, I felt so empowered because I did all of that myself. I was able to come home and feel like I could really take on the challenge of motherhood, and a lot of those long nights, and a lot of the lack of sleep, and a lot of the hard parts of having a baby, because there's a lot of blessings as well, but there's a lot of parts where you're exhausted, but it is what it is. Postpartum happens, and it is the 4th trimester, and you're still making sure that baby is growing up, nourishing them with either breast milk or formula, and getting them to a place where they will sleep throughout the night eventually. But either way, going back to Blissborn, it is something that is life-changing. It changed my life, and I can guarantee that it will change your life as well. If you're thinking about having any sort of class for your birth experience, I would highly recommend my classes and Blissborn in general. When you think about giving birth and the whole process, it's very similar to a wedding day. For your wedding, you pick everything. You pick your colors, you pick your cake, you pick the day, the venue. You work towards all of that, and with birth, you do the same thing. You're creating a nursery. We're in my son's nursery now. And you pick colors, you find out the gender, you pick a name. But the actual day, I mean, that's important. And a lot of women are so afraid of the actual day of actually giving birth. They just wing it, and they go into the hospital, or they just let their healthcare provider choose the type of birth that they're going to have. And that really takes away what our God-given right has been for centuries, to actually take ownership of that birth and to really be empowered and get rid of the fear and all the garbage that society has told you about what birthing really is. It's manageable, you are capable, you can do it, and you have it in you. And it just has to be tapped. And the Blissborn classes can help you tap into that God-given right, birthright of giving birth and not being afraid of it. So my classes are on my website, and I'll give you a link below to the website. It's www.fromfertilitytodelivery.com. All the course information is on there. Our registration form is on there that you'll email to me at fromfertilitytodelivery@gmail.com. And also the pricing is on there, and we are set up with PayPal. If you're not set up with PayPal, I'm open to other forms of payment like Venmo and Cash App. There's a lot of ways to give payment. We also offer classes online, again because of COVID-19. Giving classes online is the best way for you to be in a very safe environment for yourself and your partner, and also be able to tap into all of this knowledge. And also domestic and international. For domestic classes, please give yourself at least 2 weeks to get the course material mailed to you. My cutoff for the month, so say it's July, in June the cutoff would be June 20th to register. So we give you enough time to get your course material so you have everything for the actual class. And for international classes abroad from the US, go ahead and try to sign up a month in advance. When do you take Blissborn classes? We recommend you take it between week 28 and week 35, that you start the actual classes. But you can take these classes after 20 weeks, anytime after 20 weeks, and you have even that much more time to prepare. I took my class in March, and our guest date or due date was in June. So I had a ton of time to prepare and to actually practice all the tools and techniques that we go over in class to have a wonderful birth. And we did. We had a really wonderful birth. We had 2 wonderful births. You can see on my YouTube channel the positive birth stories for our firstborn son, DJ, and our secondborn son. I'll be rolling that one out. That is on my Facebook page and my Instagram, the actual story written out. And also a lot of other things that we talk about in class. I do some short videos about oxytocin versus pitocin, why gravity is so important, and we'll be coming out with a lot more videos to help you out. Please visit me whenever you get a chance on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. From Fertility to Delivery is how to find me, and I'll put all of that in the links below. Many blessings, and I wish you the best no matter what you choose for your pregnancy and your delivery. I wish you the best, and of course, in the end, a healthy, happy, and safe baby. Many blessings.